Okay, we are back with the Marketplace Kia. This is the new to me car that's going to be my daily driver. Now it's got a few problems. We've already solved some electrical problems, but I promised you I'd be getting to the transmission. So here's the issue. It shifts really hard, like way too hard. If I have it in park just idling and I shift down into drive, bang, the whole car just it really hits. So we need to fix that. It also happens in between gears. So as I'm accelerating first, second, third, bang, 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 and downshifting third, second, first, bang, bang, bang. It's not so much in the higher gears usually, but you can really tell when it's going slow. So we need to get that fixed. Now I pulled the codes on it. It's got P0711 and P0713. Now there's a TSB on that. You can look at the NHTSA. I'll leave a link down below so you can read that TSB, but what it mentions is 711, 712, and 713 are possible codes that have to do with the temp sensor. It's got a rationality code and then it's got high and low voltage circuit codes on there. We've got the 2 out of the 3. We've got rationality and high voltage, which means we've probably got a problem with the temperature sensor. It's a very well-known issue, and if the computer doesn't know what temperature the fluid is inside the transmission, it's going to ramp up the pressure to make sure it shifts properly. Even with a bang, at least it's gonna shift. I think the 10mm is going to be our friend today. Just 2 little clips that snap over this thing, and it should be able to twist out. There we go. Now it's coming off. All right, now we've got those 2 bolts down there. They both look to be 10mm, but I'm gonna need an extension. Hold on. Okay, not too bad. They were just pretty tight. I was hoping they weren't like super rusty or whatever. This duct right here goes down there, makes a 90, and goes into the airbox here. And we need to get it disconnected. Just use a pocket screwdriver to kind of unscrew these a wee bit. And they should just pull straight out like that. All right. Oh yeah, that's what we wanted there. Okay. This is that hose clamp. It's about to fall off. Okay, there's the duct elbow, the intake ducting. Clips are kind of catching on the headlight wire, but we got her. Now, while we're up here, we've got to remove this harness here from that bracket, which is attached to the valve body cover here. Let me see if I can kind of coax this thing out of here. There we go. It's on there. And today's hose clamp pliers are the twin grips. If you know me, you know that I almost never use hose clamp pliers. I don't know why, I just don't like them. But that one seemed to work okay. How we doing, little guy? Okay, we got her. There we go. Okay, now that we're done up here, let's shift our attention to underneath. We've got the driver's side little plastic splash cover right here. They all look to be about 10mm, so let me grab those. Just all around the perimeter here. Ooh-wee. This thing is rusty and sandy. A lot of beach action going on. I should probably switch to rubber gloves. All right, let that sort of fill my pan. Instead of taking chances, let me go ahead and mark this cover with the old torque mark. That way we know this thing is not gonna leak. I'm going to be using an air ratchet because I don't want to be here all day. Have some bolts ready in case yours are super rusty, because this is right here, right in the front, and that could be a pretty big problem. Oh, she's glued on. Oh, yeah, just a little bit there. Not too bad. That's pretty easy. Didn't need a hammer or nothing. Why you no come down? Hold on here. It's kind of hanging up on the top of the valve body. There's a protrusion. Oh man, are you serious? Does this plastic thing need to come out all the way after I went through so much to avoid doing that? That would kind of suck. Let me see if I can get this off any other way. So this is our valve body cover, and this right here, this guy, that's the little bottom half of that air duct, and dang it, it needs to come out. Okay, there's that bolt there. It's got a big old fender washer on it. It's probably the same situation down underneath here, but yours will probably still be there. All right, it's a super pain to get to, but way back there on the front side of it over here, there's a bolt right there. So you're getting in from the wheel well and back behind here. I can't even see it, so I'm just gonna have to take my word for it, but it's right there where my finger is. I'm doing this by feel. I don't even need a flashlight because I can't see. Oh, she's moving now. Oh yeah. Okay, so do that in the beginning before you try to take off the pan, because it's going to make it a lot easier. This is kind of a pita. It seems like, you know, some of these jobs, they seem simple. Oh, just remove the pan, you're fine. And then to get there, you got to do this kind of stuff. So this is detached from the bumper now, so that'll give me a path, I think, for this guy to come down and out. So that's what it looks like here. It goes in this direction, so it saddles around the subframe right there. So a bolt comes in here, bolt goes in that way, and a bolt comes in from the bottom. We were missing this one, so apparently they're not necessary. I'm gonna just remove. Wow, look how easy that is. Almost no fluid in there. It's just a little bit of a drip. So I've got this ribbon cable. That's what is the, can you see that right there, the orange? That ribbon cable is hooked to the temperature sensor. I'm just gonna pull that off. Let me get rid of this pan. Okay, that's pretty straight on. So this is your ribbon cable here, and it's a ribbon cable. It's not a regular wire harness. So it's something you want to be real careful with. If you break it, well, that's a bad time. You got this whole assembly here on the side, I think, that you would have to replace. And that would not be fun. So be careful. We're gonna get a screwdriver in there. I had a look at that TSB just now, and it didn't give me any better information. It says stick a screwdriver back behind here, and that's it. Use a screwdriver to remove the connector. I don't like how it bends it out. And gosh, I am so nervous. I do not want to break that thing. I'm gonna try with a pair of pliers. This is the rough part of the job because it's so critical to not damage this thing. And I'm super nervous about it. Let me try it up here. See, that's kind of just bending it too much at that weird angle. I don't like. Wow. Okay, all right, okay. Whew, calm down, a little shaky. All right, so I don't think it broke. I think it's fine. I definitely like the idea with the pliers. I don't like the idea they had with the screwdriver. Use a pair of needle nose like this, bent, because when they open, hold on, let me focus you in there. See, when they open up parallel, so they're gonna grab it without pinching it, you know what I'm saying? I hope you do. All right, a little 10 millimeter. Let's bust that loose. There we go. Oh Lord, thank you for letting me get that connector off without breaking it. Man, it's so delicate. I don't know if that comes through on camera or not, how lightweight, delicate plastic this is, but golly. It's a little nerve-wracking. I've already said that. I'm still thinking about it. It's a pretty long bolt for a little sensor. There we go. Man, it was out of focus too. I apologize for that. Didn't even realize. That's the part number from Kia. Brand new. Let's put that in. It should lube up just from going back in the valve body. There's plenty of fluid on it. There's the bolt. That's all you need, just a little fingertip. Not a lot of torque. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this guy back in. Hold your breath. Make sure it goes in straight. Boom. All right, we got that. If you have the plastic pan, it's got a rubber gasket that goes down into a channel on the pan, and it's sort of captured there. It is replaceable. We went with the Dorman. This is an entire, there's the part number. It's an entire pan. I keep saying pan, it's a cover. Comes with the rubber gasket. It also comes with the fluid level plug and the gasket that goes on there. So I opted for this. It's about $100. I guess there's worse ways to spend money. I don't know. But we did get a brand new, not rusty bracket. We got this for the hose. So I think this is a good way to go. Now, Kia says that this gasket is reusable. So of course I bought a new one, and the one down here, the drain plug gasket, is not reusable, and we're reusing it. So don't do as I say, or sorry, do as I say, not as I do. Now, if you have a metal cover, that is going to be a much bigger job. You have to peel it off, and then you have to replace the RTV sealant for that to get that thing to seal. It doesn't have the little rubber gasket like this plastic guy does. So it's a bit more of a pain, and I feel sorry for you if that's where you're at. Now I'm going to do this all by hand because the torque spec on these is 10 foot-pounds. Well, it's depends on what source you look at. It's between 8 and 12 foot-pounds, something like that. We're going with 10 because that's a nice round number, but it's definitely not impact. All right, let's get this air box back in there. We gotta straddle the subframe. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I've only got 2 bolts, so I'm gonna put the 2 easy ones in. The one that goes in from here and the one that goes in from the bottom, because why not? All right, let's go back up top. We've got to connect a couple of things, put in some fluid, and then we'll check the level of it. All right, let me show you what I got. Go way down in here. You remember what this looks like. Okay, we got this hose. Let's put that on the new can, the new cover. All right, there, okay, we got her. Let's go ahead and pull the fill. Can't do it by hand. All right, I think I remember this being that 22, right? Okay, it's got a nice new gasket on it. All right, I've kind of made a funnel here nice long one so I can easily fill this thing up. And I'm using Kia Type 4. This is for this car here. You might have a different type of transmission fluid for your application. So if you're using a 2012 Soul, it's probably the right one for you. Otherwise, check with your Kia dealer. I'm gonna go ahead and put 5 quarts in here, and then we'll check it. All right, I've got the air box here, the filter box. Go ahead and put this all the way down, back to the bottom there. It just kind of pushes on. And then, yep, there we go. And we've got 2 bolts, remember? I can slide this thing back on there, like that. I can put the little pins back in. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. And I've got this for the clamp. That went on pretty easy. All right, I've got the service information here for checking the fluid level. Looks like we're gonna need to warm it up between 122 and 140 to get the level right. Let's go ahead and start her up. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go through each gear, let it sit in reverse, about 15 seconds or so. Then let it sit and drive for about 15 seconds. That kind of gets the fluid to cycle through all the passageways inside that valve body. And that should be it. I'm gonna go out and check for leaks real quick, and then we'll continue to warm it up. All right, we gotta get the correct temperature for the transmission, so let's make sure we are good. All right, oil temp sensor, here we go. All right, we got it at 82 degrees, so it's warming up. It does read, that's good. That's a relief, it's working. So let's go ahead and let this get up to temperature, and then we'll put it up in the air here. It's getting dark out, it's about time for dinner, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this right before I go in. So according to scan data, we're at 120 right now, so let's go ahead and drain it. Not really drain, that's not the right word for it. Just allow it to find the right level. Okay, this plug is just a 3/8 drive. Just give it a slight turn, and that's it. So there you go. And that's what you want right there, just a slow and steady stream. Make sure that gasket is still in place. That's gonna be what seals it. So now we're gonna go just toss this plug back in. Let's find it, there it is. You can turn it by hand until it clicks, and that's it. So you're not waiting for it to stop draining, it's never gonna do that. You're just waiting for that stream to just slow down to a little trickle, and that's where we were. Beauty. Have you seen all the electrical diag work that I had to do to this car just to get it running? You can click on this video right here and go step by step through all those. There were 3 different electrical problems that were wrong with this thing. Go watch that. I'm gonna put this cover up under the transmission and call this job done. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.